kind of friends, you know.
And you're not anymore?
No.
At least for the next few days?
No, we are. Absolutely, we are. But we also athletes, and we also arm wrestlers. And when we got to the table, everything throws out the door. We just want to figure out who can beat who.
And who's going to beat who?
I don't see a scenario where I lose, to be honest. I feel like I'm at my best ever. He's coming up in weight. He used to be a 65 kilo puller not so long ago. He was cutting for Europeans. So he's bigger, but this is my weight. I live here. And it's the only thing that will kind of surprise me if I can stop him and he can win me in a long match. He's faster, I will give him that. I know his style very effectively, efficiently. We kind of had a talk, and I said I'm gonna pull him in a hook because he wants me to pull him in a hook. If I keep losing in a hook, eventually I'm gonna top roll, but I just don't see that happening.
Okay, so you sound like you have a plan, but what if the worst case scenario comes? You try to pull and he stops you. Do you think
that's not gonna happen?
Okay.
So I'll tell you how I feel. Like, I have a lot of weapons. Each arm is different. We're pulling both arms. My left arm is more top roller now, but the press and the hook is still there. So it's priority list. So if this fails, I can do this, and if this fails, I can do this. Right arm, I have good, pretty much pressing hook. If that fails, I can top roll. If that fails, I can hook deep in defensive position. Yeah. So I have all those things lined up for me. The worst thing that goes for him is 6 rounds. Yeah. I'm pulling silver bullet.
Oh yeah, if it's you're pulling 6 rounds, yeah. If it's 3-3, they're going to be a final round. Okay. So there will be definitely a winner.
Yeah. I know Philip from pulling him. He doesn't have best endurance. He's super explosive, super fast. He gets tired. I get better the longer it goes. So if he takes few pins at the start, it doesn't faze me at all. I have a game plan. I will follow that game plan. I will execute it. If he beats me, he's really, really fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. Yeah. He's probably the strongest guy in Germany now. But I can tell you a little secret. I did everything in my power to motivate him. I told him that it's on his shoulders. It's like it's your fault. You have to represent Germany.
You're the worst.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
The worst.
But it worked out. He trained really much. He updated his status all the time. Yeah. And I think the Philipp Stahlhofen you will face is probably one of the strongest forms he ever had.
I think it should be his strongest form. Yes. I'm very excited for it. I know some truths. He will be faster than me. He cannot outlast me, and we will see where the balance lies in all those rounds. I'm really confident. I came in here prepared. I'm in good shape. I'm strong. I'm motivated. Right now, I don't think about the match at all.
And you're relaxed.
I'm really relaxed. I don't think about the match at all, because I don't want to put pressure. Like, we're sitting and talking with Devon, and at one point I start thinking about my match. My heart starts beating. I'm like, no, stop.
So you think about the match?
No, I make sure I don't think about the match.
But it comes up eventually.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
Yeah. It's just like, stop it, not now. Just go away. All the time. Because I'm like, I did my research. I watched all the videos he has been pulling. I know exactly where he hits, how he hits. So it all comes down my fundamentals against his fundamentals, my road versus his road, and that's the beauty of arm wrestling.
I watched you pretty much since 2014. You started as a top roller, and I think you had kind of an injury then when you started pressing more.
I think I just discovered who I am. Like, everyone always made fun of me because I didn't have a style. I was pulling all over the place. But if I look back at all the videos, matches where I'm usually winning, it's same thing. It's just hand dominant side press, hand dominant side press. And I just embrace it. You know, everything I did, I just embrace it, who I am, and I've been having great success with it, yeah, especially in super matches.
I saw that. You pressed a lot of strong guys. A lot of strong guys. And you
I don't really press now. Left is injured for press, so this is why the top roll. but it's there if it's needed.
Okay, so you don't have all over your weapons?
Oh, no, no, no. I have it if I need it. I just choose not to use it.
Oh, so it heals up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So it's like, it's hard for me to engage with it. But eventually, if everything else fails, I still have it. I can put myself to it. It's not like it used to be.
I get it.
But my top roll is better than my press has ever been. That's how I feel.
It's really baffling that you took so long to discover or to get good in your top roll, because you have probably one of the best top rollers in your team, Giannis, the Jedi.
You practice with Giannis, you never get to top roll. Like, there's been, I think, 2 occasions where I have top rolled Giannis. So you cannot get better at something that you cannot get. You get better at something what you can get. So the press, because Giannis will contest the hand, so if I fight for the hand, I will lose it all the time. His back pressure is way too much, his hands way too much. So you rely, okay, I can cup him lower and I can get him inside. So that's where the press comes in. So usually the guys that practice with world-class top rollers will end up having great press just because they cannot get in. And that's the road for getting in.
I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so strap, yay or nay?
I don't care. I'm way stronger in a strap, but my hand is pretty good, so I don't care. Whatever Devon says, arm wrestling without the strap is still arm wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. He probably just has weak fingers. We don't.
His hand's pretty weak if he always needs to run away from it, so yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you, Philip's hand is so strong. Don't get delusional about his little fingers.
I know,
he has so much power in his fingertips.
And he hits really hard to the back. I know all those things. Like, there's a clear road for me, which would be both arms to top roll, where I pull him out of position and attack his side pressure through his hand, you know, kind of get him out of position. That would be the easy way. I don't want it easy. I want it where it's hard, so okay. I'll contest him inside.
So you really, your game is to just try to stop him?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. If I stop him, I'll win him. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can make you any nervous. It's probably, it's probably the only...
Like, the best thing that anyone can tell me is to tell me that the guy is strong. The worst thing they can say is, oh, you got this, it's easy, it's gonna be easy. I'm like, shut the hell up, you know? Because then you put in your mind, you're like, oh no, I should be winning this when you're losing or something. No, everyone is strong. Like, someone asked me, like, which is your hardest match? The next one. That's my hardest match. If I think any other way, like, I need to put myself as the underdog all the time. That keeps me hungry, I'm training harder, I think more, and I'm in the match. So I never want to be like clear favorite.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little secret. So when I put on...
You're like, so Philip is really weak?
No, it's better. So when I put together the pin 'em all matches, I tell both guys the same thing. Mm. Either way, I tell both guys they're going to lose, or I tell both guys they're going to win. You want any advice how the match is going to go out? You want to know what I told Philip?
No.
No?
I really don't care. I know you told him that he's going to destroy me. I feel like that. It will be the right road to take. I'm really happy he's coming in motivated, strong, in his best shape ever. I'm really excited for it. I live for it.
I was about to tell you that you're going to destroy him, of course.
I know.
Of course, of course.
I know. You're like, hey, we just switch up the mental games. No. Philip has been sending me messages every time he trains and eats and taunting me, and then I've been taunting him a little bit, but I really like the guy. I think he's awesome. I think he's a great arm wrestler. I really, really like Philip. But I still want to, we get on table, we need to know who's better arm wrestler, you know, and we'll find out today, tomorrow, you know.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. You're obviously a very busy guy, pretty much visiting every big arm wrestling competition or event there is. What does it do with you? Is it still the thing you want to do, the thing you want to thrive, or do you get tired sometimes and feel like you have to do it? Because I think for a lot of guys, the stuff you do is like living a dream. You get to do what you love, what we all love, but like the schedule you have, sometimes it feels crazy. Really tight.
It is.
Do you have a personal life? Is there a personal way?
So someone asked me, like, what do you do on free time? I was like, what is the free time, you know. I do what I love. Arm wrestling is a big part of my life. I really love it. I don't have really other hobbies, like some will go fishing or something else. For me, it's arm wrestling. I get home, I will play some video games, I'll hang out with my family and things like that, but it's mostly the stuff that I do. I wouldn't do it if I wouldn't love it. And the schedule is crazy. When you travel enough, you will get tired, you might get sick, you might, you know, some stuff in your life might happen at the same time, and you still have to phase it out. But there was never, like, I didn't feel really great at the start of this week for some reasons, but there was never thought in my mind, I'm not gonna come, or not, I don't wanna pull. I was like, I'm still gonna do this, because that's the thing. Like you said, people want to live this, and I have opportunity. So I think it's my responsibility for me and for everyone who wants to live, you know, what I do. And yeah, just to be here and be present, be in a moment, you know.
Do you feel sometimes, do you feel pressure to do it for others, and you feel like you keep going?
No. There's been very little bad experiences with arm wrestling. Very little bad experience. Like every trip I had this year, at the start of the year, I remember like 11 trips, something like that. I was really tired. I remember the last trip was Turkey, East versus West 3, and I got back home and I was like, I'm so tired, and I was like, I need to take time off. I didn't take time off. Next day I was training, I was like, I'm feeling amazing, this is awesome. And I was like, hey, I should go somewhere. And then the match with Ryan got announced, and I was like, I'm gonna take the whole summer prepare for this match. So the biggest thing is when you travel a lot, you don't get consistent training in. And I hate it because I love training. But I'm very lazy to train on road. So I need to be in my gym, in my space, and that's how I do my most training. When I'm here, like I did a few training sessions here, just, you know, to warm up and do some push-ups and things like that. And but it's not even close what I would do at home. At home would be 4-hour workout.
So when you're at the event, was there ever a point where you're like, all right, I'll get through it, but I would really much more like to be at home right now?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's when it takes a little too long, when it climaxes, when it ends, and then you have to spend a few more days doing something. Oh, I would rather be at home, you know, with my girl, my cats, and absolutely in my gym with my guys and things like that. It's always like that, but it's part of the experience. And like I traveled this year so many times. I'm still I have like 3-4 trips, you know, in next upcoming months at the end of the year. No one really does that. It's Devon, Mike, you know, me, and maybe a few others that actually can do it. Be happy that you can do it. Yeah. And I, as soon as I will not want it, I will stop it.
So you just said you came home from a trip, you felt really tired. Next day you trained and you felt good.
Yeah.
So probably arm wrestling is like some medicine for you, or maybe you could say it's a drug, so it makes you feel better.
I get tired from actual training, and I get endorphin. Like, I see a table, like right now there's 3-4 tables there, and guys, arm wrestling, I'm itchy. I'm all the time itchy.
You have to wait.
Yeah, I know I have to wait. But it's like, for me, everyone's like, what's the best part about arm wrestling? Arm wrestling. You get on table, it doesn't matter what your level is. Like, I can have like a room full of novices and still have fun arm wrestling them. And I would let them get in positions to work, you know, and things like that. Arm wrestling is fun. It's really, really fun.
So you're famous for a specific line, which pretty much, probably after this interview, describes you perfectly.
Stay strong and love arm wrestling. That's right.
That's it.
That's pretty much it. That's how you like. If you, I really love what I do. I want to be strong. I keep training all the time, and at least past 2 years have given me great experiences. I saw some of the pin 'em all video. I remember I gave you a shout out and I sent you a message. I was like, hey, I need, you know, if any were opening, and you're like, hey, come here, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I'm a fan, like Devon. Devon is a real fan of arm wrestling. I'm a real fan of arm wrestling.
I'm a real fan too. I can watch arm wrestling content no matter what. Everything adds to the community.
Kevin made us watch some stuff from Over the Top.
Yeah, I just love it. I'm a really nostalgic guy as well. Do you know the first time you were on an arm wrestling table? The feeling like I'm really at the table, because that's the feeling I had.
I remember when I saw first time arm wrestling table, I think I instantly understand that it's arm wrestling table, but it was like self-made, you know. It's in a gym that's my gym now, but it was like 2006, and it was a weird one. And I remember getting on it and didn't know nothing. It was fun.
So that's how you got introduced to the sport. Like you walked in the gym and you saw a table.
I walked into a gym. There was everything. It's like, you know, school gym. So I'm getting my high school plus profession. And then I walk in and there's arm wrestling and there's bench press, everything. And I start just training. And I noticed I'm really good at bench press. And my best friend was like, I wouldn't say world level, but pretty close to world level arm wrestler. And he kind of got me slowly into it. Like, I think I was arm wrestling like 6 months later. And then time after time, I went to tournaments. And when I finished the professional high school, like I took a year off from going to get my bachelor degrees in sports science. And I was arm wrestling every time. I was going to pretty much every weekend. And sometimes it was 2 or 3 competitions a weekend. I was doing bench press competition. And then I was doing arm wrestling. And it was like, I think that year I won like 40 first places out of 56 weeks I had.
Crap.
And just loved it. And then I went to school as a powerlifting coach, and Janis approached me. And Janis got me to my first international competition in Sweden. I think I got bronze medal at something. And he's like, hey, you should switch to arm wrestling. And I switched to arm wrestling, and now.
But you did your strength stuff for a long time, right? It's like.
No, I started 2000, like in 2000.
No, I mean you did it parallelly.
Oh
for a
yeah,
long time.
yeah. I still do it. I was doing full powerlifting up until 2020, before the COVID hit. Really, my back is terrible. I was just, you know, kind of was praying to everything, but. I was a small kid. I always was small. I never knew I could do any sport because, first of all, I didn't have a chance to do it because I grew up outside cities, like 100 kilometers from where I live now. There was nothing there, like literally nothing. That's, you know, no sports, nothing. And I remember in the summer I finished my primary school, 9th class, and then I went to the professional high school. I got my appendix surgery, and I couldn't do sports. And I remember I went in, I can't do sports. And they're like, we have a gym. They showed me the gym. And like, it was August when I had the surgery, and I started training, I think October. I was hooked. I was like, this is my place. First time I walked in the gym, I was in love, nothing. So 4 years in a school while I was getting my programmer degree is mostly training. Like 3 times a week, that's how much we get allowed, like 3 hours. I filled those hours, never skipped any training session, never, nothing. I was hooked, I absolutely loved it. Turns out I have pretty good talent for bench press, pursued that. Turns out I loved arm wrestling. It was way more complicated and way more, and I didn't even train for the first 4 years for arm wrestling. It just kind of happened. It was like, I went to competition, my left was really good compared to my right. I was like beating most people. I'm like, And my friend's like, hey, you have to stick around. And somehow we're here, you know? If you would ask me at that time, or 2 years, like 2008, 2010, never would have believed you, never. Even then, like 2014, I get offered a place in my national federation as vice president. And then 2 years later, I'm president of federation, and then national coach. Yeah, I'm still president.
So that's another thing you do.
Yeah, I do.
You do arm wrestling.
Yeah.
You travel around as commentator. Everything.
Yeah, everything is arm wrestling related.
You are, I think, hosting 2 channels. Like
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
semi-active
yeah, yeah.
and one really active.
Well, we have. There's more. There's way more than, you know. There's some stuff for Latvians that only Latvians know about.
Yeah.
You know, but everything I do is arm wrestling related. I kind of niche down to everything. Like if I'm investing
it is a
my.
drug for you.
Of course it is. Of course.
It is. It stresses you out.
Yeah.
It heals you. It is a drug.
Yeah. Well, I get tired from traveling. I wouldn't get tired from. Okay, I was in Arm Wars. I pulled my worst match of my life. You know, it was greatest and the worst match. I never have felt more tired, and I have to pull more days. After that, I was tired. But I got home. It was like 2 days. You know, I didn't skip. As soon as I got home, next day I went to training. Felt amazing because that's my healing, my medicine. But I get tired from traveling, from, you know, from sitting in an airplane, from doing, not from arm wrestling, not from meeting people, not from talking.
Yeah.
You know, We had, like me, you, Devon, we just have the best time. It's awesome.
Yeah, I think, but that's a thing across the arm wrestling community anyway. You can go anywhere and you just click with people.
Yeah, you already know the one interest everyone has in common, and you can, you know, expand on it.
And I think about that a lot of the time. And why is it that arm wrestlers don't feel to have like something keep them apart? And I think it's gripping up. You instantly get in touch with people, you get close to them, and you feel...
If you don't like me, we will not pull.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it is. Yeah. Most likely, we're going to pull. Even if I don't like you, what you do on table, I'm still going to pull you. You know? What I started to do was spread good information about training, and eventually about all arm wrestling. It works because people come up to me, they're like, hey, even today, when the guys comes to me and Devon, they're like, hey, first I found you, and then I found you. And that's what keeping me in. Well,
yeah, we talked about that. There's like a progression of people joining the sport, getting to know the people.
Because some want to be fans, but some want to do it.
Yeah.
People who want to do it, they will come to me, and fans will stay there. That's how it is.
Yeah. But there's always a pattern. Like they get to the sport through Devon or John or maybe Levan, and they will eventually end up on your channel because it's just arm wrestling education at its finest. I think that's so underappreciated, the stuff you do. Do you feel the same as well?
No, I think everything is too much for me. Like I don't like someone will. I don't like I said, I don't like when someone praises me all the time. I'm like, oh, I'm cool. I'm cool with this. I did it on my own. No one asked me to do it. I just did it. You know, that's kind of my mentality, and I'm happy to be able to do it. So if no one else will do it, you have to do it, and that's how I live by. I have to do it. That's it. There's always the guys that are asking questions like, where do I start? What do I do? How do I get a club? We need federation. Just start doing it. Like, oh, no one around me arm wrestles. Find someone. Don't be a dick with them. Try to tell them where they're strong. Tell them, oh, this was really good if you keep working, and they will stay hooked. Some guys will just take and destroy all their friends, and they're like, oh, no one practices with me. Duh, you know? So it's the solution is always you.
Okay, so your final prediction for the match, right hand. Just say a number.
Oh, I don't live by numbers. I live by wins and losses, and I will win. Yeah.
Okay, left hand.
Same thing. I didn't come all this way to lose. If he wins me, he's the better man. I'm really confident in my abilities as an arm wrestler, especially at this point, super match specialist. 6 rounds is not good for Philip Schalhofen. Yeah.
I wish every competitor luck. I love watching you guys from pretty much the best position. Hey, and I will wish you luck as well.
We are here to give you the best match possible.
Of course.
Yeah. I'll send him a message. My benchmark for a match is match of the night or match of the year, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we're going to see that.
Yeah.
Go higher.